Hi, it's Lee from ColouringQueen.net and I'm super excited to bring you Gothic Alchemy Special from Colouring Heaven. Now, why am I excited? Because this colouring magazine is super different from others that we might have seen. It's got 40 what's described as grayscale images from Alchemy England. Now, these are the darkest grayscale I have ever come across, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to call it black scale and be done with it. But they are stunning. Now at the beginning, as per usual, we've got our colour palette selection, and then we've got the actual art printed on light to medium single-sided pages throughout with 40 illustrations. Now, Alchemy England is not really well known in the colouring world, and I'm sure they are super well known in the Gothic world where they normally reside, but in the colouring book community they're not. And the reason is quite simple for that, is that they're not in the colouring world until this magazine. They're in the art world, so they don't produce digital downloads or colouring books to my knowledge. They produce Gothic inspired paintings, illustrations, models, and things that go along with the Gothic community, and even websites, I believe. They've got a couple of different platforms that they have their stuff on. Alchemy England is the main one, but there's also Gothic Alchemy or Alchemy Gothic that you can access from that website as well. So they sell all sorts of clothing and all sorts of products to the little Gothic community, which is not so little. So here we've got such beautiful artwork. It really is stunning. I don't know whether you can see in the background, but there's very light grey that is the background, and it is just beautiful. The amount of detail in this artwork, which I presume has all been taken from their paintings. It may have been catalogue covers. I went through their Gothic Alchemy website, the spin-off from the Alchemy England one, and they've got a lot of archived catalogue covers from previous work that they've done. They've been around for a long time. These guys are not new, and it's not one person. There's a few different people that illustrate and paint for them. But on their catalogue covers, some of the images from here looked familiar, but I couldn't find the ones that I was trying to search for on their website in coloured versions. I found a couple, but not all of them. But I do still think that a lot of these pages in this book are from the Gothic Alchemy. Let me just check that for you. Sorry, Alchemy Gothic website. And if you go onto their catalogues and their archives, you'll get an idea of what these look like painted or coloured in. But super exciting for Colouring Heaven to be able to locate these artists and bring them on board to their issues, because they're not mainstream colouring book artists. So I think, you know, it's just fantastic when we find other illustrators or artists that can share their art with the colouring community. I love all of this detail on these pictures. Now, I love anything goth, and the reason for that is because when I was, you know, young and ridiculous, I was a little bit of a goth punk girl myself. So I still hold a little bit of sentiment for the whole goth and punk movements and all of those things. And looking at these pictures just reminds me of, you know, that era. Now, because these are so black, really dark, really dark, personally I would give the coloured pencils a miss. And I'm going to colour one of these pictures on video with you guys, but I'm thinking The coloured pencils, you're really going to have to put quite a lot on if you want to colour over that black. So I'd personally be putting down some marker base and then coming over it with the coloured pencil if I need to, because these are super black. Now I did see this in colour on their catalogue on that spin-off website, which is called Alchemy Gothic, and it is just stunning. Now the great thing about using marker, which is what I plan to do with these, look at how that's so soft grey in the distance, is it goes on so much quicker. You can get a picture done in no time flat. So I know you guys might have seen my whips in progress the other week, and the reason that they're all in progress is because they're all pencil. It takes too long. So I'm curious to see how fast I can do a picture in marker with pencil over it. So we'll see later on in the week. I'll do one and we'll see what the result is. I'm pretty sure I know what the answer is going to be. It's going to be marker wins hands down. Now, because it's printed on light to medium paper, it's not marker-based paper and it's not watercolour-based paper. So it's only going to take a little bit of marker, like one layer, before it starts to peel the paper or damage it, and it will probably absorb more than what a specific marker paper like Express Blended Card that I use when I use my Copic markers would take, because when you're using proper marker paper you can blend out your markers and you can move them around a lot more, because the paper doesn't absorb the colour as quickly as just like copy paper or thin cardstock. So you've got a bit more option there to move it around a bit. But we'll see how we go on the actual pages. I can't wait to find a picture to use the markers on. But it's really dark. It's really, really dark. I love it. I love the darkness of it. I love this picture. And see, you can do as much or as little as you want, because I think even if you just did her like skin tone and the wings on this, and even if you didn't do the sea or the sky, it would still look just fantastic with just a splash of colour. I think it's just gorgeous. And David picked it up from the post office for me, and he'd opened it up because of the virus. We're not allowing product into the house because, as you guys know, I've got asthma. So he undid the packaging, and he'd opened it up in the car on the way home, and he was like, oh wow, this book is so far up his alley, it's not funny. So he is loving this. So I really hope the group at Alchemy England do more, because I would love to see this perhaps in a artist edition format on different paper. Yeah, I'd really like to get another crack at it. Even if they did a digital download, I'd be happy with that. But I know to print it at home, I'd use quite a lot of toner with the black. So if it ever did become available in digital format, I would take it to my copy centre and use up their ink. God, it's just stunning, 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 stunning. I really, really love this book. I love the variety of illustrations, the dragons, the mermaids, the fantasy, the dark Gothic of it. It's beautiful. So we've got our 40 gorgeous illustrations. We've always got a special offer from Colouring Heaven, who were kind enough to send this issue of the magazine to me. And I'm so grateful. I always am. It's so hard to get in Australia, and I think always the best way to get this without avoiding disappointment is to subscribe to Colouring Heaven's website, get it direct from the publisher, and they will post it out to you. Now you can either buy a one-off issue, and I think this issue is going to sell out seriously because it's so different. It is just so different, not only in the imagery, but also in that extremely heavy grayscale. But if you don't like grayscale, and some people don't, then it's not going to be for you. So you can buy one off from Colouring Heaven, and you can also go on a monthly subscription where they send out each issue to you automatically, and you get a surprise every month as to who it's going to be and something to look forward to. They've also introduced a new subscription service which is called the Discovery Club, and this is a digital online service where you can get a colouring page every week from an artist, and you also receive discounts, and you get artist interviews and lots of little tidbits of information, and that's all delivered to your email inbox, so you don't even have to pay for postage or wait for it or anything. It just shows up automatically, and they've had some fabulous artists already. It's in the early stages, the Discovery Club, but the artists that have already signed up and are on board with this Discovery Club are all high caliber and beautiful, wonderful artists. So there's that one as well. So there we have it, Gothic Alchemy Special, 40 beautiful illustrations. I'll be back later on in the week to colour one of these beauties from this book. I have no idea what it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be with markers. If you liked this video, please click the like button below, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button below and click the bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Until next time, stay safe and happy colouring.